He made me feel special, so I did what he wanted. Now I'm trapped. Does anyone know what he makes me do?
Very, very much, using and abusing people for sex.
Why can't anybody see I need help?
People are exploited every day, all around the world, through human smuggling and human trafficking.
They come from all origins and backgrounds, just like you and me.
Human smuggling is a legal movement of someone across the border. Human trafficking is modern-day slavery. It is exploitation of a person through force, fraud, or coercion. Human trafficking is legal. It is about exploitation, not transportation. Human trafficking is a highly profitable crime and a violation of human rights. It is the third largest international crime industry behind illegal drugs and arms trafficking. It reportedly generates a profit of $32 billion every year. Human trafficking happens everywhere. It happens in the United States, in the big cities, suburbs, and even rural towns. It can happen to anyone. Victims can be any age, race, or gender. There are 3 different types of human trafficking, including sex trafficking, forced labor, and domestic servitude. Sex trafficking victims are manipulated or forced against their will to engage in sex acts for money. Sex traffickers might use violence, threats, manipulation of promise of love to get what they want. A person under the age of 18 involved in commercial sex act is considered a victim of human trafficking. Forced labor takes on many forms. It happens here in the United States, overseas, through force, fraud, or coercion. The workers receiving little pay or no pay at all. Very often these victims are forced to manufacture the goods and grow product that we use and consume every day. Victims of domestic servitude are hidden in plain sight, forced to work in homes across the United States. Their traffickers sometimes take their identification papers and travel documents in order to limit their freedom. They are prisoners working as nannies, maids, or domestic help.
So I have an organization, it's called Soy, and what it is it's organic product, and 50% of all the sales that I sell from it, I donate 50% of it to organizations such as Tubman. And while they're there, they're also learning the essentials of how to get educated, how to seek help, using their resources so that they can build a stronger foundation to get back on the streets and live a normal life.
Do you have any advice on how people could avoid that?
Education.
Yeah.
Education is huge. Education, letting people know that there are resources to help them. They don't need to be stuck in a situation where they feel that they have to stay. Mm-hmm. I think if they know that there's resources out there and there's people out there to help, then they're more likely to reach out and use the resources. But everybody's different. It takes time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a social worker with Ramsey County, and I spent 13 and a half years in the public health department. While I was there, I was part of a Ramsey County collaborative group that was called the Safe Harbor Youth Intervention Project, and was to educate the police department that girls under 18 who are involved in any way in the sex trade are not criminals, so they shouldn't be charged as prostitutes. They should be seen as victims. And then people from the hospitals came, people from sexual assault organizations came, people from the schools, mental health. And so I really got interested in it because it's a huge issue. People don't realize how much trafficking is going on with minors and adult women, and that generally speaking, there's nothing glamorous about it. It's not a victimless crime.
This is my call to action. Becoming aware of human trafficking is a good first step to helping stop this horrible practice. Once you are aware of the possibility that it occurs everywhere, you might look at people differently. Victims need us to notice them. The Department of Homeland Security has a website that helps you understand how to identify victims and report suspicious activity. You as a consumer could do these things. Find out where your food and clothing are made, and ask questions on how they are made. There are online lists of clothing companies that use slave labor. Making good choices about how you spend your money can influence these companies and their behaviors.